Most people don't break because life is hard. Most people break because they can't find where they belong in it. And once that feeling sets in, you can be surrounded by people, by noise, by movement, and still feel completely alone. There was a time in my life when I had nothing. I was using drugs, I was drifting, I was living in an unheated garage in -20 degrees. But you know what? Winter didn't care. Hunger, it didn't care. I was getting by on maybe $100, frozen bananas and naan bread, which was stored in a friend's freezer like a survival deposit. From the outside, it looked like rock bottom, but something strange had already started shifting. Quietly underneath all that, like roots growing where no one could see them. Then one day, I had this experience, not the kind you can neatly explain, more like something that happens to you, rather something you do. At first glance, it was almost gentle. It felt like I could hear the different parts of my mind, like voices that had always been there, finally introducing themselves. And then they began to quiet. Everything started to move towards this stillness, a kind of unity. And in that space, a thought started to emerge. Not just like an idea, but something I really knew. And it was the following: I cannot die. And for a moment, that felt like the greatest freedom imaginable. There was peace, there was joy, there was this deep, overwhelming sense that everything was okay. But then that realization didn't stay small, right? It started expanding. And suddenly, it was not just me that couldn't die, it was everything. It was like living countless lives at once, seeing through the eyes of everyone, feeling what they felt. The love, yes, but also the pain and all of it. It became infinitely too much. Imagine skydiving and then multiply that intensity by something you cannot even measure. It was beautiful, and yet it was terrifying, because if you are everything, then you don't get to escape anything. Eventually, I found myself on a bathroom floor, disheveled, confused. Nothing about me looked transformed. If you walked in, you wouldn't think, "Ah, yes, there is a man who has discovered something profound." You'd probably think, "This guy needs help." And maybe I did. But something had changed, something had shifted, something had transformed quietly and permanently. For weeks after, I kept saying the same thing over and over to myself and to anybody I met. It's here, we are here, you are here, it's here, we are here, you are here. And people did not like that. And I get it. It sounds almost annoyingly simple, but that was the strange part. It was simple. It felt like I had spent my whole life searching for meaning. It was hidden somewhere far away, when in reality it had been right here the entire time. Not as an answer you think about, but as something that's already inside of you. And here's the part that matters. We spend so much of our lives trying to prove that we matter, trying to earn our place, trying to become someone. And in that chase, we quietly start to feel like we're not enough yet, like we're not quite there. But what if the thing you're chasing is not something you become? What if it's something you notice? That you are already here, breathing, feeling, connected in ways your mind cannot fully map out. That the same life moving through you is moving through everyone else. And maybe the goal is not to figure it all out. Maybe It's to loosen your grip a little bit, to stop fighting the moment you already are in, to allow life to be just a little more as it is. Because sometimes the deepest truth does not sound impressive. It sounds almost disappointingly simple until one day it is not. You are here. And strangely enough, that, my friend, might be the whole thing. Adios.